Good morning. I thought I'd share a little about my life, the hard parts and the good parts, because the world feels heavy right now. It's hard for young people. It's hard for folks who worked steady jobs for decades, raised families, did everything right, and then watch those jobs disappear when factories closed and companies chased cheaper labor somewhere else. I know that kind of shift personally. I left school in the 10th grade. My parents, for reasons of their own, stepped out of my life early. One day I was a kid. The next, I was standing alone at a bus stop in a small Ohio town, realizing nobody was coming back for me. It was up to me to make something happen. My first steady work was at a Texaco station on the edge of town. I was earning $1.25 an hour, pumping gas and checking oil. I went to the owner and told him my situation straight out. I asked if I could work more hours. He looked at me for a long moment, then nodded. Before long, I was working close to 90 hours a week. For a while, my home was the back seat of an old Chevy sedan parked behind the station. I washed up in the restroom sink before my shift and scrubbed my shirts in that same basin late at night. Every now and then, when my stomach was growling louder than my pride, I'd slip into the corner market a block away and pocket a banana or a roll. This was the late 1950s. Times were different. I always suspected the shopkeeper knew what I was doing, but he never said a word. I've learned something since then. Neither good times nor bad times last forever. Back then, unemployment was high. Work wasn't easy to find. But I also understood something deep in my bones. If I didn't have something to offer the world, I'd stay exactly where I was. After working those long weeks for a couple of years, I enlisted in the Navy at 17. That decision changed everything. In the service, I faced a quiet truth. I could barely read. So I decided to fix it. The first book I ever tackled on my own was a mystery novel by a writer named Harold Bennett. It wasn't long, maybe 200 pages, but it felt like climbing a mountain. I kept a dictionary beside me from the base library. Every time I hit a word I didn't know, I looked it up. It took me nearly 3 weeks to finish that book, but I finished it. Then I picked up another and another. Within months, I was reading 2 or 3 at a time and keeping track of every plot. Something had woken up inside me. The human mind is astonishing. Yours is astonishing. Don't ever believe otherwise. When I left the Navy, I kept learning. I took some night classes at a community college, and instead of just consuming knowledge, I started building things with my hands. I bought a few used tools and began restoring old furniture people were ready to throw away. Dressers with broken drawers, rocking chairs with loose joints, tables scarred by time. There's something powerful about taking what looks worn out and giving it new life. That small hobby turned into custom carpentry work. I wasn't famous. I didn't build mansions, but I built sturdy kitchen tables where families ate dinner. I crafted bookshelves that held children's first stories. I repaired heirlooms that carried generations of memories. Over time, I ran a modest workshop of my own. You don't have to have a doctorate. You don't need letters after your name. What you need is determination, an inner decision that says, I will not stay here. You don't have to accept the story the world hands you. If you need to get ahead, position yourself to learn. Libraries are still free. Knowledge is still free, if you're willing to chase it. Young people are the backbone of this world. Without your energy, your ideas, your refusal to accept nonsense, nothing moves forward. I see the frustration out there. I understand it. It's easy to get angry at systems that feel broken, but don't let that anger define you. Rise above it. You're better than that. Over the years, I tried my hand at a couple of small ventures. My carpentry shop, later a little boat repair service near Lake Erie. They weren't wildly successful, but they paid the bills and taught me more than any classroom could. I'm not a wealthy man, but I have a comfortable retirement. I live with my wonderful wife, Margaret, in New Mexico now. We've had our share of financial scares. Everyone does. But I never allowed myself to say, I'm a failure, and neither should you. You are not a failure. You are strong, intelligent, capable. Old folks like me won't be here forever. The future belongs to you. You're the ones who will protect the oceans, clean the air, and challenge leaders who care more about profit than people. We need your minds. We need your hearts. We need your courage. And I want you to know something else. People like me, old sailors, old workers, we understand more than you think. If I had to, I'd stand up for you with my last breath. That's how much I believe in you. I'm going to end it here now, but I want you to keep this in your head forever. Never, ever quit. And don't ever let anyone convince you that you can't become more than you are today.